Hey everyone, welcome to the first video tutorial for the Archery Engine Asset Pack. We will first start by importing the asset into our Unity project. Click Install Packages. Click the Next, and then Import button. Open the Archery Engine folder, and under the Scene folder, double-click to open the main menu scene. Let's hit play and see how it goes. Now, let's see what each component does in this Archery Engine Asset Pack. Select the UI object and check the inspector view. The first component here is Resolution Settings. Let's open the UI prefab and check the Resolution Settings component. The resolution settings allow you to choose between Landscape and Portrait modes. Select Landscape if you're targeting PC with a resolution of 1920 by 1080, or choose Portrait for mobile with a resolution of 1080 by 1920. Don't forget to adjust the game window resolution based on your preference. Here are the settings you should choose if you're making this game for Android. Now I'm going to revert the changes as I want to build it for landscape. Now let's move on to our new component for Archery Engine, the Game Manager. As you can see, we have the current level number and the level number text, both used for displaying current level text UI. Next, we have the coins collected for this level and total coins fields. Lastly, there's the health bar slider, which visually represents the tower's health. So, in summary, the Game Manager handles most of the UI elements in our game. Here is the coin collected method. Next, we have the next method, which loads the next level, and the retry method, which restarts the current level. Finally, the start method initializes everything. It's super easy to read and modify, so feel free to make any changes as needed. Let's move on to our next component, the Audio Manager. It's pretty straightforward. This system has various sound effects assigned, such as bow stretch, bow release, arrow explosion, and more. These effects are played whenever needed to enhance the gameplay experience. Let's move on to the next component, the post-processing system. It enhances the game's visual quality, improving graphics fidelity. However, if you're targeting mobile devices and need an extra 10 to 20 FPS, consider disabling this prefab for better performance. Now, let's open Level 1 to explore the other components in this Archery Engine pack. Here, we have an Archer Tower with a tower script attached to it. You can adjust its health as needed. There's also a broken version of the Archer Tower, which will spawn automatically when the original tower's health reaches 0. Additionally, we have ladder points, a player, and a player ragdoll as references to the tower script. Once the Archer Tower's health depletes, the ragdoll player will spawn, and the original player, who was shooting arrows, will be removed from the scene. Next up, we have our player. Expanding it reveals the Archery Engine object, which is a child of the player. This Archery Engine script is responsible for shooting arrows and handling projectile mechanics. It includes adjustable values like rotation speed and blast power, allowing you to tweak them and see how they affect gameplay. We also have animators and an arrow spawn position, We also have vertical and horizontal bounds, which helps define different angle limits. Then, there's the spawn arrow time, which determines how long it takes before the next arrow is fired. You'll also notice a variety of arrows and bows. While they may look similar, each has different colors and particle effects attached. Next, we have the projection script, which generates a trajectory line, helping the player predict where the arrow will land. You can modify its line renderer values, adjusting the color, width, and overall appearance to fit your preferences. Other adjustable settings include num points, which increases the number of points in the trajectory, and time between points, which affects the curvature of the prediction path. There's also a radius setting that you can tweak to see what works best for your gameplay needs. We've also built some custom editor tools to make development easier. For example, here we have the bow selection window. This tool lets you choose different bows while playing the game. Right now, I have the purple bow, but if I want, I can switch to the blue bow or the aqua bow and use them as my weapon. Let's select another one and give it a try. Now, this is the green bow. This custom editor tree is designed to streamline the development process, making it easy to test different bows quickly. Now we have a fire script. This handles dealing damage every second to the stickman enemies trying to destroy the archer tower. We also have fire settings, including the end of fire time span, which determines how long the fire will keep burning enemies. In the fixed update, we're constantly checking for any enemies within range. When detected, they take damage based on the radius and damage amount set in the script. Once the fire effect has run its course, the end of fire method is triggered to remove the fire effect from the scene. Now, let's take a look at how the arrow functions in our game. If you take a look at these arrows, you'll notice they have an arrow script attached. This script is primarily responsible for explosions, dealing damage to enemies, and spawning the fire area upon impact. It includes several key settings, such as shot point, where the arrow is fired from, explode particles, the visual effect when the arrow explodes, fire particles, the fire effect that spawns after impact, enemy mask, determines which objects the arrow can damage, explosive radius, explosive force, controls the power of the explosion. Feel free to experiment with these values to fine-tune the gameplay experience. Now, let's move on to our next component, the enemy. These are the units that advance towards the archer tower, trying to destroy it, while the tower attempts to eliminate them. The enemy script has several components and variables that define enemy behavior, including enemy coin ratio, determines how many coins the enemy drops upon defeat. Speed, controls how fast the enemy moves. Health, sets the enemy's durability. Attack delay, the time between each attack. Damage amount, how much damage the enemy deals per attack. Animator references. Tower mask, identifies the target structure. We also have 4 different enemy types, each with unique attributes. Enemy S, small. Enemy M, medium. Enemy L, large. Enemy XL, extra large, heavily armored with high attack delay. Each enemy type has different health, speed, and attack behavior, so feel free to tweak these values and see what works best for your game. There are different animations we have for the stickman enemy like Attack 1, Attack 2, Attack 3, Die 1, Die 2, Die 3, Idle, Run. That's all for this video. In the next one, we'll explore the remaining components of this asset and dive into the customization options available. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.